6.1.5, comments from the public. Members of the public who would like to speak in support of or opposition to the petition will now have an opportunity to speak. I ask that each speaker keep his or her comments to 2 minutes so that we can accommodate all who may wish to speak, and we have quite a few here. And the timekeeper will give each speaker a 15-second warning. So as I call your name, please come to the microphone, and I will apologize. Some names were written rather rapidly, so bear with me. And I'll start with, and we also have an interpreter, Ms. Ford, if needed. Is that correct, right? All right. First, will Thomasina Morsley, please? Is that correctly? Is it Morsley or Horsley? Morsley, please. Horsley. Okay.
Good evening, Supervisors. I was here a year ago when we denied the West County Community School. And I'm asking again this year, I'm focused on getting another school in our community. My son is a student in the West Contra Costa Unified School District, and I know everybody's for West Contra Costa, but my son in the 10th grade has had 5 failures of teachers. He's been hit once. And if I could have had a school in my area, I could have put him in a smaller school, I would have appreciated that. With that being said, he now attends El Cerrito, where we had some problems to get compensatory, where a teacher told him he could not teach him. Literally, teacher in the meeting said he had been 15 years since he had gone back to school. I worry about the children that sit behind me. Who is going to take care of them? Our district is so large, it can't meet all the 31,000 children's needs. With that, I want to also say that Summit has said they're going to come in and offer us a chance for some of these children. It won't be for all. We can't do it for all. We can do it for some to come and show us a different way. I'm hoping that if they come in, that they will actually work with Contra Costa and help show them a better way when teachers get frustrated, when they can't teach the children, different means that they can help them better assist them with our children in our schools. I'm also hoping that in the end, that children who have failed or who are not at their peak will have a better chance than my son did. My son won't be able to enter their school. He has 2 more years left, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that other children will have some kind of hope that they can soar and thrive like my son didn't get a chance to do. He'll get to graduate, but he was still cheated out of his education. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Victoria, is this Victoria F-O-L-I? Folk? F-O-L-I-K, I'm sorry.
I think you call 2 at a time. Remember? So the next one will be ready.
Okay, thank you for that reminder. Then Steinberg, you'll be next, please. Is Victoria here?
I think she's outside.
Then will is it Steinberg, please come forward, then I'll get to Victoria.
All right. So my advice, my recommendation to you is please just look at the data between WCC USD and between Summit Education, and you'll see a stark tale of 2 very different educational systems. This sherbet's name is Ben Steinberg. I'm the father of a daughter who attended the local neighborhood WCC USD school for 3 years, K-2. While she was there, I personally spent hundreds of hours volunteering at our district, at our school and our district, solely to improve education. But this summer, my wife and I pulled my daughter out of WCC USD to attend Tahia Day School, a Department of Education Blue Ribbon School in El Cerrito. I did this because I want to give my daughter an excellent education, just as all these families behind me want for their own children. But I came to the conclusion that for my family, the WCC USD cannot educate effectively starting at about the 5th or 6th grade. Look at the data. Dr. Delgado's report on Summit was, in my opinion, not very complete or very objective. But of course, she and her staff recommended to our local board that the charter be granted with some modifications. First, regarding community support, I have 250 letters, some in English, some in Spanish, addressed to the El Cerrito City Council from Richmond and El Cerrito residents saying they want Summit Charter School here. I defy anyone to tell me that this school does not have full support from the community, whether it's in the hills or in the flatlands. Finally, let me continue on. Dr. Delgado said that, well, you need to take a bus after BART to get to the Windrush campus. Take a look at a map. That is simply not true.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
All right. You're welcome. Look at the data. It tells a compelling tale.
Did Victoria Bull come in? All right. And will Cameron Moore please be ready next?
Hi. I promise to be very brief because I'm not sure that
Baby doesn't get 2 minutes.
Okay. So first, thank you very much for hearing me speak. I have worked for the last 14 years in education, 7 as a district school teacher, and the last 7 as a teacher educator in mostly charter schools. And I'm also a parent in Richmond, so I'm here for a whole bunch of different reasons. And I would really ask you to approve Summit's charter recommendation for several reasons. One, as Ben said, I would really ask you to just look at the data. But beyond that, from my perspective, one of the things that makes the biggest difference is the quality of instruction that you get. And one of the things that I'm very clear about as a teacher educator is that the more time that teachers have for professional development, the better education children get. Summit has one of the highest number of days of professional development that is run by teachers of any school that I have ever heard, or any charter system or district system that I've ever heard of. For me, this means that they're going to bring you an absolute quality educational product, and I'm now going to go find my child. But thank you for your time, and I would really, really urge you to approve Summit's charter application. Thank you.
Thank you. Moore and Joanna Pace, would you please be ready in the wings?
Members of the board, my name is Matt Moore. I live in Kensington. I have 2 kids that attend public school in the district. What I'd like to address today is something that hasn't been raised quite yet, and that is the fact that Summit is not a small parent-driven organization like many other charters that you may have considered. While technically operating as a 501c3 not-for-profit, Summit is in fact a large, well-funded education chain operating 6 schools with plans to open many more in California and in other states. Summit has ample resources to correct any deficiencies that they may have in their petition. And it's entirely appropriate that the community ask that the company, if the company wants to operate in West County, that they should invest appropriately to meet the requirements of our most needy kids. With this in mind, I'd like to pose several questions, which I hope you would consider. The first, the proposed location of the school is suboptimal from the perspective of the kids that are targeted. I think that's been discussed rather extensively. What I'd like to ask is, there's many parents here that would transport their kids from central Richmond to El Cerrito, but the question is, why should they have to? Why shouldn't the school be located where they live? And let the parents in my community up in the hills ride the bus or go across town to achieve a good education. Let's put the neediest kids first. Second, there's been discussion in regards to a transportation plan. And I had this comment before I came, and the point is that the irony of that the school would invest in a bus to bring students up to this meeting, why not invest to do that every day for the kids to go to school.
Mr. Moore, I have to cut you off.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
your consideration.
Thank you. Joanna Pace, please, and Romy Douglas, would you please be ready?
Hi. Dear Superintendent Ovick and members of the board, thank you for your time this evening. My name is Joanna Pace. My daughter is a junior at El Cerrito High School, and I was the president of Port La PTSA the years 2008-2010. I ask you today to deny the charter request in front of you because of the ripple effect it will have on the students nearby. Enrollment decline is always bad for students in a school. There become fewer teachers, fewer offerings, fewer choices for the students and their families. The 612 school opening up just around the corner from Portla and El Cerrito High School will negatively affect the students at those schools. Who are these students? 48% of the students at El Cerrito High are residents of Richmond. At El Cerrito High, our school is 31% African American, 27% Latino, 22% Asian, 19% white. 50% of our students are eligible for free and reduced lunches. Portla has a somewhat similar student body. When our enrollment goes down, as it is estimated to do, by 50 students per grade level, should this school go through, all these students will suffer the negative consequences because when enrollment declines, the number of choices declines. Our schools serve students in South Richmond, Point Richmond, El Cerrito, Kensington, and unincorporated Richmond Heights. We have struggled for 10 years to keep and rebuild a local middle school. Portla serves the entire southern portion of West Contra Costa Unified, and the reason we even have a local middle school today is because we fought long and hard for it. Now when we are on the cusp of finally getting our rebuilt local middle school, please do not add a school that will drain students from us. And this pile here represents just 2 years worth of the meetings and the struggle to keep a middle school in the southern portion of West Contra Costa Unified School District. It was long and hard fought fight. It is impossible, near close to impossible, to find a site to even put a school. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Pace. Romy Douglas, and next up, Catherine Colleen.
Hi, good evening, members of the board. I just want to say that I'm the parent of 2 public school students in 5th grade and in 9th grade in West Contra Costa County. On April 25th, 2012, just a short time ago, Richmond City Council adopted their General Plan 2030. This was the culmination of 5 years of community visioning and planning and involved over 2,000 community members and representatives from local nonprofits, advocacy groups, public agencies, representatives from industry and business, educational institutions, and nearby local governments. On page 2.6 of the Education and Human Services part of the plan, it says, the school district does not provide daily bus transportation for school-aged children. Needs assessments conducted for both Richmond Area Community-Based Transportation Plan in 2004 and a Contra Costa County Preschool and Child Care Plan in 2000 indicate that inadequate transportation services to and from school and child care is a significant issue for residents. Problems with the affordability of passage for low-income students, frequency of route, and safety were cited as major barriers. The plan goes on to state, among other things, that new school sites should be local, walkable, and located centrally within their service areas, and should be of sufficient size to accommodate all school and recreational facilities without interference with adjoining residential uses. Summit's charter fails miserably on all of these points. Summit's proposal plainly says they do not anticipate the need to make arrangements for the transportation of the students except as required by law. Well, if Richmond students cannot get to school in Richmond, how are they supposed to get to school in El Cerrito? Thank you. I respectfully request that you deny this petition as the company's actions and plans are inconsistent with the stated goals of the petition. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Douglas. Catherine Colleen, and up next, John, is it something U-M-I-N-G-E-R, Luminger? Is there? Oh, thank you, John. All right, Catherine.
Hi, my name is Catherine Collin. I'm a Richmond resident. I have a 6th grader at Washington Elementary. I'm going to defer most of my time because a lot of the points have already been brought up, but I wanted to focus on one item that the Summit representative said, something to the effect that he was sorry that we had to be here, that it had to come here, and I am very glad that we are here and that we are having this open conversation because I feel that the Summit original application was lacking. And I ask you to review that and look at some of these questions around location, around transportation, around outreach, what kind of budget was involved in that, and certainly the original signatures. I'm a believer in when we look at community development that often, where you start is where you end up. And why Summit heeded the advice of a board member who said you can take a simple way out. There's a gap there for me. I don't understand it. I would think that Summit at that point would want to have been pounding the pavement and looking to recruit as many students as possible. And so I continue to have these questions, and I ask you to look at that application and to ask rigorous questions. And finally, I just want to also say that, I am very concerned, as I think I've heard some of your questions, about the siphoning of engaged families in a community that has struggled and that is getting back on its feet and that has a middle school that I really believe in as making some strides in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. John? Would you state your last name for me?
My name is John Erminger.
Okay, thank you.
I'm proud to teach.
Excuse me a second, Bobby Dowling would get ready. Thank you, John.
I'm proud to teach in West Contra Costa. I'd like to point out that the Richmond City Council passed a resolution last night asking this board to deny the appeal. Here are excerpts from the student handbook for Summit Academy in Porterville. On the 5th behavior referral, your enrollment will be revoked. No unnatural hair coloring. Families are required to volunteer 30 hours per year. Where does this leave students of single-parent families or families where parents work more than one job? Especially the large number of West County foster students. One more excerpt. Should the parents of student fail to honor these conditions, the school reserves the right to dismiss the student from the school. This is a different set of rules, tools, and expectations than those available to true public schools. Summit filters out students who do not have parental resources or educational commitment to follow their restrictive and demanding policies. The county board's mandate is the interest of all students. If Summit were genuine in its mission to teach the underserved, they would buy a building closer to the center of student population in the flatlands. Instead, the Meg Whitman and Chamberlain-backed cocksure and cash-flush Summit risked $6.9 million in the West Contra Times story this summer to buy the old Windrush School in El Cerrito Hills before the West County Board voted on their application. Or this shows corporate disdain for democracy. Got money. Windrush is difficult to get for flatland students. Summit can't work out the type of transport agreements with AC Transit that West County can. There are reports that Summit is already soliciting students in the hills. Charters cause the remaining West County schools to manage an increasing concentration of high-end, resource-intensive students and the resulting academic and cost consequences. Clayton Valley High charter was granted. That was an authentic, homegrown effort. Summit is big money, corporate outsiders stealing control of the local educational process, a shift from the democratic citizen responsibility model of public schools to the exclusive consumer choice model of corporate charters. Citizen to consumer. Think about the implications of that identity shift. Thank you. And I've got
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bobby Dowling, of course, and Leslie Beckner, would you please be prepared?
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Bobby Dowling. My husband and I have two girls at Kensington Hilltop School in West Contra Costa County. I do not feel that the Summit School as proposed in its petition at the 1800 Elm location in El Cerrito can meet its stated targets for serving 71% disadvantaged students. And I urge you to heed the local decision made by WCC-USD and supported formally by a vote of the Richmond City Council last night to deny this charter. Nearly all the parents at Kensington Hilltop know of this school already, and many are under the impression it is the district's new magnet for GATE students. The application process is not accountable to the people paying the bills. Only Summit's administrators know who they are recruiting and who is applying. With an update the last couple of days, Summit has posted 4 different lottery dates on their K2 website. How does a lottery with 4 deadlines work? It is not explained, and the first of those 4 deadlines is less than 2 weeks away. Doesn't this give further advantage to the people who know about the school already and have had time to review the materials? It will take many, many applications from disadvantaged students to offset the interest in this school from the Hills. But it is in Summit's best interest to admit only the highest performing students. Where is the oversight? How can taxpayers be assured that this is a legitimate use of dollars that are diverted from the existing, innovating, and steadily improving nearby schools? I ask you to deny the petition on the grounds that Summit is unlikely to achieve their stated goal. I believe the responsible way to handle this is to deny the Summit Charter application and ask them to rewrite and resubmit the petition to WCC-USD with a more sincere transportation plan, a much more detailed recruitment plan with more information about how the lottery works, and a competent description of how they intend to serve underserved students.
Thank you.
Was that the end? Okay. All right, thank you.
Leslie. And next up, Evangeline Ireland.
Good evening. My name is Leslie Reckler. Summit's parent and teacher signature pages have inspired significant trepidation in many of us as to whom Summit really wants to attract and educate. 79% of the parents signing the petition are from a small geographic area that rings the proposed campus. This is an affluent area which could access this El Cerrito campus in seconds. More importantly, this area and the schools to which these families are zoned do not match the socioeconomic or demographic profile that Summit and the Chamberlains say they wish to serve. You have it there. Are they ringing a strategy by which charter schools say that they want to serve the needy, but in reality, they locate next to affluent neighborhoods which have more access and more resources? I sure hope this is not true, but I have to be frank with you. I am left deeply concerned. What adds to my concern is that the way in which Summit's other schools operate. They require 30 or 40 hours of volunteer commitment, and they all seek financial donations. Everest wants $160,000. That's $450 per student. Rainier and Tahoma encourage $400 a student, and they want 100% commitment. They're targeting a 71% socioeconomic disadvantage. Or are they? But maybe I'll let Summit's own website say it best. This is up and operating. They say that they're going to serve students in the southern part of the district. They don't say the whole district. They say the southern part of the district. They obviously have the capability of correcting this. Please deny the petition until it is so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Evangeline Ireland, and up next would be Peter Ireland.
Good evening. My name is Evangeline Ireland. Sorry, I'm not used to public speaking. I have 2 daughters in the district. I hold in my hand is a Summit recruitment marketing plan. Its lack of specifics says has me concerned as to how they plan to recruit their students to their school. Plan says they'll put ads in papers, they'll mail postcards home, they'll hang flyers, and they'll use existing school communications, the newsletters that go into schools. They'll come to information nights if they exist in the schools that they're targeting. They will hold recruitment events, as we've seen on their website, and they have their internet presence. Flyers are great if you read them. In my experience as PTSA president at Portla, most of them got tossed to the recycling bin. And even being tossed in the recycling bin, we've had to work really hard to translate it into Spanish, websites in Spanish, newsletters in Spanish, phone calls are in Spanish if you need it in Spanish. We're very specific with our language, even though the district is much more diverse than just Spanish. Many of these parents don't speak English. A lot of them probably don't even speak Spanish either, actually. It takes a whole lot more to reach our underserved. There's many single-parent households.
Thank you, Lisa.
Sorry.
All right. Peter Ireland, and up next, Wendy Wisely.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for letting me speak here tonight. My name is Peter Ireland. I have two daughters attending El Cerrito High School. They both attended Portola Middle School in El Cerrito. Their middle school was full of diversity and opportunity. There were advanced math programs, trips to the Reno Jazz Festival with the jazz band, a trip to the Exploratorium for a district science fair winners, and a highly acclaimed springtime carnival, for example, many other things as well. El Cerrito High School is turning out to be a really great choice as well. My daughters are fully engaged with its award-winning instrumental music program, advanced placement classes, and sports programs. They have some really special teachers that go the extra mile to help them. The community is very tight and supportive. Here we are deciding on whether a charter school can enter our district within a mile or so of these two great public schools that have been proven to be good choices for our family and many others. Where's the cost-benefit analysis from the district and county? What will this change cost the district and the taxpayers? How will the district student body be affected by this change as a whole? Forget about the people who are just going to the charter school. What about the other students in the district? How will their schools change? Will there be net gains across the district? Does the board know how it will responsibly manage the school and evaluate these larger systemic questions? Some of these questions are easier to answer than others, but has anyone tried to answer them besides Summit or any of their supporting organizations? This charter school will most likely take students away from the Portola Middle School and El Cerrito High as well as other schools. Both of these schools have had substantial facility improvements recently, and some are ongoing even, and have had strong community support. If they lose their critical mass of involved families, what will happen to them? Will they close? Well, what about the bond money taxpayers are repaying on those facilities? Considering all of these tough questions that have not yet been answered, why are we even considering to allow this charter school to open? We have no idea if it will provide an improvement for district students or not. Why do this? I ask you to deny the petition from Summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ireland. Wendy Wisely, and then Olivia Wisely.
Good evening. I am a Richmond resident. Under my lovely sherbet t-shirt, I'm wearing my fanciest Hills outfit that I bought at Goodwill. I am a teacher, so I make hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but apparently when Dr. Delgado described me living in the hills, that I'm apparently quite wealthy. I was excited to find that out. So I am a Richmond resident. I'm a parent of a daughter who has attended Harding Public Elementary School for 6 years, and she has an IEP. I've worked in public schools throughout the East Bay as an educator. I am a teacher for over 25 years. I am a proud member of my teachers' union. I have been on the union executive board as a negotiator for 10 years. I volunteered and I brought my West Contra Costa badge to prove it in a variety of capacities for my elementary school, and I have done it for 6 years, including interpreting in the library for the hard of hearing class. I come to you today as a Richmond resident, as a parent, as a teacher, as a union supporter to ask you, please, please support this charter. We need it. My neighbors need it. The students I work with at the public school need a choice in their middle school. Thank you.
Is this Olivia?
Yes.
Okay, before you start, Olivia, honey, on one of these speaker forms, we've got a repetition of Wendy and Olivia, and then we've got Michael and Rand. Is there a desire that Michael speaks?
Yes. Michael Ray Wisely, that's myself.
I'm sorry?
Michael Ray Wisely, that's myself.
Oh, Michael Ray.
Yes.
All right, so you'll be after Olivia.
I'll be after Olivia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Distinguished members of the board, I'm a Richmond girl hoping to go to Summit K2. Presently, I'm in the 6th grade at Harding Elementary in El Cerrito. As you can see, I go to a public school, so I'm not here to put down public schools in general and put up charters. To be honest, I think that both can be good options for my education. The school I go to now is fine, and as I said, it's public. However, for me, fine is not really enough. I think of the two schools as shapes. The public school is a rectangle with 4 sides indicating a couple different ways to teach and a couple levels for learning. The rectangle is big so students can go around to the different corners and learn as it suits them. But here's the catch. There are more students coming to school every day. Bilinguals, ADHD, deaf and autistic children, each with different needs and different goals as far as learning and being with other students. Even the biggest rectangle only has 4 sides. Now what I believe to be true for the Summit K2 charter. Let's call them a tree. A tree may have a rectangular trunk, like a public school. However, the tree has branches spreading away from the rectangle, representing the students' many goals and aims. There are many branches, and those branches spread into more. At a Summit Charter School, I believe there is a way to learn for everyone. I know I am going to college. I believe Summit is the school to take me there. I want there to be a school where everyone wants to be there and is prepared to learn. I hope my speech will affect the choice you make and give me and many other children, such as the ones behind me, a chance at a better learning experience. Thank you very much.
That must not run against me if I don't. Michael, please.
I'd just like to say that was my daughter, and I couldn't be prouder at this moment of her. She wrote that all herself. That was her words. Because I demanded she be a part of this process if I was to continue to support charter school, Summit Charter Schools. I want to address a couple of the things that have been said here that I keep finding I have to address things that have already been addressed positively. I have to go against some of the negative things that have been said. Number one, let us put the transportation issue to bed, finally, and for final. This Summit Charter at the 1800 Elm will be the closest to a massive public transportation, El Cerrito del Norte, of any school in the district. I would say possibly any school in the entire Bay Area. It will be a block and a half from public transportation that is fully subsidized for all residents. It will be a block and a half from a power station that is subsidized by every major bus line, okay, and it will have one street to cross to get inside it. It will be the safest location for children. We're not talking about elementary school children. We were talking about 7 through 12. They will be able to get to this school safely and on public transportation. So let's just call that what it is. We keep hearing about siphoning off engaged families. I heard somebody say that Summit somehow approached, or Summit approached the foundation, or the foundation approached Summit. I can tell you exactly what happened because I was there in the early part of it. I saw an article in our local patch that said the Chamberlain Foundation had bought the Windrush site. I wrote them in a passion letter as a parent of a school child in WCCUSD. I wrote them a passion letter and I said, please, please make this a middle school. Please make it a middle school and a great middle school. And they came, somebody contacted me, and then we started looking for charters. We went to Summit, actually visited the campus. Yeah, I'll totally get. Actually visited the campus, actually looked at the model, and we also entertained other models. Summit was the best choice. Please, please say yes about that.
Dulce? And up next, Scotty Smith.
Hi, I'll be really quick. Good evening. Thank you for your time. My name is Ana Benitez, and I have 3 girls in school. As a parent, I want all my kids to succeed, and Summit is the best way my kids will get a better education. Richmond College Prep, which is a charter school, has shown me that in terms of education, my kids have a better opportunity to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Scotty Smith and then Lourdes Garcia.
Hello, my name is Scotty Smith, and I am a parent of 3 daughters who graduated from West Contra Costa, and now I am a grandmother who has a 2nd grader that I am very active in terms of her care and her education. I support the idea of having Summit or any other quality school in West Contra Costa because I work as an educational advocate with parents throughout the district and in other districts, and I see what is happening to a large number of kids, and I hear the pleas of parents asking for a choice. And I think we have to really start looking at what's going on in education and looking at what's going on in West Contra Costa. Their staff and their attorneys could not find reason to stop this charter. So, and I don't even understand how the board came up with their own way of saying no against the recommendations. So how long is the county going to have a district that are making a decision on what our rights as parents and grandparents for our children in a haphazard way, and then not even educate? We had the president of the board at the Richmond City Council last night, and she was asked about the 97.11 truancy rate at Kennedy High School. And she said, I don't know. I haven't read that data. Now that's bad. That told me something about the education. And these parents here, want a chance, give it to them.
Thank you, ma'am. Lourdes Garcia, and next would be Ricardo Jimenez. Is Lourdes here? Garcia? I'm sorry, is that Lourdes?
Lourdes?
Garcia?
Yes.
Please. Ms. Ford, please.
We get more than 2 minutes? If we're going to do it in 2 languages? I just want to know.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
For the interpreter, yes.
Ok, mi nombre es Lourdes García, residente de Richmond.
My name is Lourdes Garcia. I'm a resident of Richmond.
Yo apoyo Summit School porque el 100% de los estudiantes están preparados para entrar a una universidad.
I support Summit Schools because 100% of their students are prepared to enter the university.
¿Quién más tiene resultados así?
Who else has results like this?
Nuestros hijos y nietos necesitan una oportunidad como esta.
The children and our grandchildren need an opportunity such as this.
Por favor, reconsideren este apoyo que necesitamos.
Please reconsider the support that we need.
Estoy 100% segura
I'm 100% sure
que nadie de los que estamos aquí
that none of us who are here,
queremos una mala educación para nuestros hijos.
none of us want a bad education for our children and grandchildren.
Tocante a la transportación,
Considering the transportation,
el distrito no tiene transportación.
the district doesn't have transportation,
Igual nosotros los llevamos o usamos bus o bar.
so we take them ourselves, or we use the bus, or we use BART.
So, gracias por escucharme.
Thank you for listening to me.
Ricardo Jimenez, and after that would be Linda Luzato.
Mi nombre es Ricardo Jiménez.
My name is Ricardo Jimenez.
Yo vengo también para hablar sobre los niños que necesitan una oportunidad para seguir estudiando.
I came to talk to you about the children who need this opportunity to continue studying.
Por favor, si les pueden dar la oportunidad de que ellos sigan estudiando, se los pido por ellos, de que no los dejen afuera.
Please don't leave them outside of this opportunity. I ask you again to consider this opportunity for our children.
Los niños necesitan estudiar para que haya un mejor futuro en sus vidas.
Our children need to study so there'll be a better future for them, more opportunities.
Gracias y espero que espero que reconcilien esto para los niños, pues.
Thank you, and please reconsider this opportunity for our children.
Gracias.
And then Yolanda Lopez, please.
Good evening. My name is Linda Ruiz Lozita. I was a board chair of a charter school, so I find a lot of the information coming out is not accurate, and I'd like to address some of that. We can't cherry pick, and I think you all know that we have to follow state ed code, and when we would have too many applicants, and a lot of times the school would, and most charter schools in the district do have extra students, is they have a lottery, and if you're a district school, they used to send for us Martin Coyne, the accountant would come over and oversee the lottery. So that's one issue. And then the other thing I keep thinking about is the location. There aren't many empty school locations, and when I was at Manzanita, we were trying to move from a location, and the previous board had also looked for a location. There aren't many empty schools around. So the former Windrush site, to me, is ideal. They've expanded it, and it's a couple blocks from the BART station, which has all the bus lines going to it. So it has great access. It has probably the best access in the district. What I find ironic is that, well, there's a lot of things that are ironic, but one is that the school board expects students that can go up to El Cerrito High in Portola. Well, that's farther than this from Richmond. And one of the complaints from the district, which is also ironic, is, or not the district, I'll say the school board, is that students couldn't get from Richmond up to this location. And then the Richmond City Council's complaint is that there will be too many students coming to this location. So which is it? So I just want to say, I want more for our students. Our school district is the lowest performing school district of similar school districts within California, and I hope you consider this as an option. Thank you.
Thank you. Yolanda Lopez, and then Angelica Barajos.
Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Mi nombre es Yolanda López.
My name is Yolanda Lopez.
Solo soy una madre preocupada.
Sigue.
No tengo títulos, pero quiero la mejor educación para mi hijo.
I'm a worried mother. I don't have any titles, but I want a good education for my son.
Y las escuelas alternativas son de alto aprendizaje.
Alternative schools have a high level of learning.
Y nosotros, las familias en Richmond, queremos más escuelas alternativas.
The families who live in Richmond, we want more alternative schools for our children.
Y yo solo en una tarde pude reunir 47 firmas en apoyo a las escuelas FAM.
One afternoon, seeking signatures, she got 47 signatures in one afternoon.
Yo exijo más de estas escuelas para mi hijo porque yo quiero tener a mi hijo en una de estas escuelas.
I need a school like this because I need my son to be in a school like one of these.
Y sí, con respeto, si todos ustedes tienen escuelas buenas para sus hijos, nosotros, ¿por qué no?
And with respect, if all of you have good schools for your children, why can't we?
A nosotros no nos importa llevar a nuestros hijos si quedan las escuelas lejos, no nos importa.
We don't mind taking our children to schools that are far away.
Si sabemos que las escuelas valen la pena,
if we know that the schools are worth it,
y vale la pena el sacrificio de padre,
and it's worth it to sacrifice your time as a parent,
para darle una mejor educación a nuestros hijos.
To give our children a better education.
El distrito no escucha nuestras exigencias de mejorar las escuelas.
The district hasn't listened to our urges to improve the schools.
Y uno tiene que buscar las mejores opciones para nuestros hijos.
One has to look for the best options they can for their students or children.
Queremos escuelas alternativas.
We want alternative schools.
Y no la que nos designen ustedes con respeto.
Not the ones that you have suggested to us with respect.
Que son de baja enseñanza.
They have low levels of learning.
Y el distrito nos ve como signos de dinero.
The district looks at us like dollar signs.
Y no como personas que queremos buena educación.
And not as people that want a good education.
Eso es todo.
That's it. And thank you.
Angelica Barajos, and up next will be Dora Hernandez. Angelica? Is Dora Hernandez here? Sorry? Is this Dora?
Yes.
Hi, Dora. Please.
Buenas tardes.
Good evening.
Mi nombre es Dora Hernández.
My name is Dora Hernandez.
Y yo apoyo,
I support
a Sam School porque tiene la preparación rigurosa para mi hijo para entrar a la universidad.
Summit will give my child rigorous preparation to enter in the university.
Y tiene habilidades y carreras y aptitudes para la vida de mi hija.
Déjame ver eso. Okay. She wants her son to have the ability to get into a career and aptitude for life, and that's all she had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Did Angelica come in? Okay, Diego Hernandez, and up next would be Ana Benitez. Diego?
I'm going to cry. Good evening. My name is Diego Hernandez, female. Thank you. I'm going to try speaking English. I'm going to do my best. I think it's a very good option, and I want my children to have more support where need them. I also want them to study in a safe place and be prepared to go to college. I do not want a school that district appoint me. I want to choose where I make more convenient for my children. That's it. Thank you.
Ana Benitez, and next would be Maria Zuniga. Ana Benitez.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I already spoke for myself.
Ana Benitez.
She already spoke.
Ana Benitez did?
Yeah,
That you?
that's me, yes. I was just going to say, I think when Anna went up the last time, you had actually called a woman named Dulce. And I think there was a confusion in the back. So Dulce, I think you called her card, and Anna came up.
Oh,
That's what I think. Because I saw Dulce actually walking
okay.
up.
Ana's
But I
spoken,
think Dulce didn't get to.
so we're not bypassing Ana. Maria Zuniga, and after Maria Zuniga, we've got Edwin Asis.
Mi nombre es María Zúñiga y vengo de Richmond.
My name is Maria Zuniga, and I'm from Richmond.
Vengo apoyando a Sammy porque creo que tiene las herramientas adecuadas para que mi hija se pueda preparar para ir a una universidad.
I come to support Summit because I think it has the tools that my daughter will need to get into a university.
Creo que la mejor herencia que les podemos dar a nuestros hijos es la educación.
The best inheritance we can give our children is education.
Esperamos apoyo de ustedes.
We're hoping for your support.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Edwin, and after Edwin, it'll be Adriana Martinez.
Hi, good evening. I'm Edwin Asis. I have two sons and one in the 6th grade. I'm hoping that I will bring my kid to college, and I believe that Summit could bring them to college because of the proven track that they have, track record of success that they have. And only I wish that you could give them a chance to be able to educate our sons. That's only our goal, just to give them a good education. It's nothing to argue here, but we have the same goal, a good education for our sons. Please don't deny them to bring them to our families and sons. Thank you.
Thank you. Adriana Martinez, and then next Michelle Lopez.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Adriana Martínez.
Good evening, my name is Adriana Martinez.
Y vengo de la ciudad de Richmond.
I live in Richmond.
Y yo estoy aquí apoyando a la escuela que estamos representando para mi hijo.
I'm here to support the school for my son.
Porque considero que ellos nos pueden dar una mejor opción para la educación de nuestros niños en Richmond.
I think they can give us a better option for our children in Richmond.
Ellos podrán tener una mejor probabilidad para ir a la universidad.
They'll have a better chance for university.
Porque cada uno de nuestros hijos en Richmond, ellos tienen el deseo y el anhelo de cursar la universidad.
Every student that we have in Richmond has the same desire to get into the university.
Y necesitamos su apoyo.
We need your support.
Para que después que nuestros hijos se gradúen, ellos puedan también ayudar a más niños.
So that after graduation, our children can help other children.
Y gracias y esperamos su apoyo.
Thank you, and we're hoping for your support.
Michelle Lopez, and help me with this. Jonathan, is it Firefrost? Thank you. Okay, you're next.
Good evening, board members. My name is Michelle Lopez. I'm an attorney with the law offices of Young, Minnie, and Cora. We represent over half the charter schools in the state of California. Thank you for your time tonight. I'm here to discuss with you the findings for denial that the districts presented, and wanted to point out that first off, the district's representative, Ms. Delgado, talked about a lot of issues tonight that were not included in the district's findings for denial. Those findings of fact are barely a quarter of a page long, and regarding those findings of fact, the district's board's action to deny the charter petition was procedurally and substantively flawed. Procedurally, the district's board's failure to adopt written findings of fact at the time the petition was denied, and its subsequent adoption of legally deficient findings of fact is a violation of the Education Code and the Charter School's due process rights. Pursuant to the procedural requirements of the Ed Code, the charter school was entitled to the district board's findings of fact at the time the petition was denied on August 12, 2013, not a month later, on September 11th. Second, the written findings contained in the district board's resolution do not present sufficient legal grounds for denial of the charter petition. It's only 8 lines long, and in actuality presents no factual findings as required by the Education Code. The Education Code requires specific facts that cite to the content of the charter petition itself that would support the district board's findings. The resolution does not follow the letter of the law and prevents the charter school and the public from having a reasonable opportunity to understand and respond to findings that deny the establishment of this high-quality, proven charter school model in the West Contra Costa Unified School District. The first finding for denial is about racial and ethnic balance. The charter school indeed needs to be approved first in order to start recruitment. We can't have, a bunch of conjecture about what the school is going to look like until the charter is approved and they can go out and enact their recruitment plan that's included in the charter petition. As you know, you authorize charter schools. You know that the charter petition itself, when it's approved, is a contract between you and the school itself, and they're held to that contract and have to enact that contract. The law requires the charter school to have a racial and ethnic balance that's reflective of the district. Finally, a transportation plan is not a required element of a charter petition, and that finding is also legally insufficient.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jonathan, and then Dulce Excelsior.
Good evening. My name is John Penafrak. I work for the California Charter Schools Association and implement the Families That Can program in Richmond, which helps empower parents to share their voice with their elected officials and their communities. Last night at the Richmond City Council meeting, one council member asked how much families would have to pay to attend Summit Charter School. That question has caused me to address the misinformation that I feel runs rampant in the dialogue about charter schools in West Contra Costa County. Charter schools are 100% tuition-free public schools. The charter model, and especially Summit's petition, allows for innovative, high-quality instruction that reaches all students, including those with unique learning needs. Charters are committed to accountability and academic success, as evidenced by over 400,000 students in California's 982 charter schools. In regards to Summit, their track record demonstrates that their approach to education works. 100% of students who attend Summit schools meet or exceed college entrance requirements per UC and CSU standards. In regards to the transportation issue, the majority of families that's behind me are from Richmond and enthusiastic support this quality educational choice for their children. I echo Mr. Steinberg's request for the board to look at the data and support Summit's petition so there is a proven quality option for families in West Contra Costa County. Thank you.
Thank you. Dulce Excelsior, and then Isaiah Marejon.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Dulce Galicia. I am the Community Engagement and Advocacy Coordinator at Building Blocks for Kids Collaborative. We work to ensure that our students and their parents are supported to succeed in the Iron Triangle. I have worked countless hours supporting, talking to, sitting in meetings, and hearing residents, many of who are in the audience today. They tell us that they want this school, and they've told you. Kelly Garcia has worked with our community, residents of the Iron Triangle. The Iron Triangle is synonymous for the needy, low income, and where people of color reside. I work with one of the toughest populations to engage, and they are here tonight. And Kelly has been having ongoing conversations with our Richmond families and our Richmond residents. They trust her, and we trust that Summit will give our residents the educational opportunity that they need. Have any of you ever stepped foot in the Iron Triangle? Our residents, for many of them, this is their first time here, and they've dared to step in this space, and they dare to step in Summit for better opportunities, regardless of a transportation plan. Thank you.
Isaiah and Arturo Reyes. Is this Isaiah coming to the microphone? No. Is Isaiah Morejon here? Here we go, Isaiah.
Hi, my name is Isaiah, and I live in Richmond, and I'm 11 years old. It would be awesome to have a school like Summit. It will make a lot of for students who want an education to graduate. It will improve many students and make more than several students achieve their goals. It will make a dream come true. It will prove that many races can make it no matter what. And then,
That's it, Doctor. Thank you. Arturo Reyes and then Latasha Ray Edwards.
Hello, my name is Arturo Reyes Torres. My age is 11. I live in San Pablo, California. My transportation to Summit will be my mom who will drive me there. I would love to go to Summit because I would like to have a chance to go to university and make my dream come true, which is becoming a lawyer. Thank you.
Natasha Ray Edwards. There we go. And then, I'm sorry, and then Giselle, is it Giselle Alvarado? Go ahead, Miss Edwards.
Hi, my name is Latasha and I'm 12 years old and I live in Richmond. I would like to go to Summit to get an education and get where I need to be. And I would like to have Summit open because it's very good for other people and have other people come and meet different people and I would love to meet different people and I will succeed in life going to Summit and I would like to be a police officer. Thank you.
Thank you. And after Ms. Alvarado speaks, it'll be Maria Alvalos.
Hello, I am Giselle Alvarado and I am 11 years old. I live in Richmond and I go to Richmond College Prep. I would just like to say that I think that Summit would help me achieve my #1 goal, to graduate from college and then university. I think that Summit will help me achieve my goal because I think that Summit will help me get better grades on all the subjects and get me into being the best in Richmond, and if so, the best in other places too. I also think that Summit will help me get a scholarship, and if I get a scholarship, my mom will be really happy. So please, please say yes.
And then Aymar Molina.
Hello, my name is Maria Avalos. I attend Richmond College Prep. I am the vice president also of Richmond College Prep. I would like to go to Summit because Summit will help me get to a good college and some of us will be the first to graduate. And I hope that you guys will please say yes.
After Mr. Molina here, we have Zoe Donning.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ima Molina, and I'm 11 years old. I live in San Pablo, California. I think Summit is a great school for us, and I want to prepare myself for college and have great grades. I like the school because it is in a good area and it's going to help me a lot to improve my grades. I will try to do my best in school and be on task every time. I believe this school will change my life and put me in a great path. Thank you.
Zoe, and after Zoe, it would be Joel. Is this Muyrith? Hi, Zoe.
Hey,
Okay.
my name is Zoe Downing, and it's my great privilege today to be allowed to speak on behalf of Summit Charter Schools. I'm really happy I got to speak right after these kids because it seems like just yesterday that was me. I've been involved in the Summit community since 2005 when I joined what would be Summit Prep's 3rd graduating class, and now I have the great honor of being on the Summit Public Schools faculty. So in my middle school, I was falling through the cracks, but at Summit, we had the mentor system, all the teachers were just so wonderful, and I had such a great experience being in diverse, heterogeneous classrooms, and I knew I would go to college, and I knew I would get into a great school, and I attended Mills College right down the street in Oakland, and Summit's super diverse classrooms and many perspectives that were brought gave me just a wonderful background. Summit always emphasized never leave a Husky behind and emphasized the core characteristics and that we would all go to college someday. Summit inspires me every day and has since 2005 to be the best I can be. And every day I want to work up to that and sorry, I'm nervous. And every day now working at Summit Public Schools, I feel like I feel so honored to work with the people who used to be my teachers. I've known Kelly and Diego both for 8 years, and I'm just really proud to be a Summit alum, and I hope that you will allow the Summit model to spread out here in Richmond. Thank you.
Thank you. Did I hear that Joel is not in the boardroom? Okay. Then Susan, is it Riggle? Riggle? And after Susan would be Liz Block.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. My daughter attends Portola, and we've worked really hard on trying to make Portola the best middle school in our community, or middle school for any child that goes to a middle school. But it takes community participation. And my fear is that if you siphon off the community that we've worked so hard to build, that it's just going to fall apart. And it's our community. So that's why I don't support charter schools. Because they siphon off money and they siphon off the community. And they may move.
Liz Block and then Julie Wright.
Hi, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and represent almost 200 families in El Cerrito who within a 1-week period, or I should say West Contra Costa School District, signed a letter strongly in favor of a charter school at 1800 Elm. Parents were devastated that the school district school board had the audacity to say there wasn't parent support for a charter school when no survey had ever been done of the populace to see what, in fact, the people really thought. I think the school board just wanted to say that people thought that because that's what they thought. We really need an excellent school in our neighborhood. Right now, Portola has a similar school rank 2. They're in year 3 program improvement. Many of the parents who are representing Portola are in a subgroup that is doing well, but other subgroups are not doing well. They're doing very poorly. And these same subgroups could do well at Summit. They have a track record of working with students of those subgroups also and having them perform at high levels. I also want to speak to locating the school where the students are. I had the opportunity to lead a school at a 66-point API gain last year, the last 3 years at Bay Point, California. I have been in education for 32 years. I was a school psychologist, a special education coordinator, and then a principal for 6 years. And our school did fabulous because I know what it takes to make a good school and pull together resources to help serve kids so that they improve. But I must say that we had a murder in front of our school at kindergarten dismissal time. And this is one of the issues. You cannot take the crime away from the school. This is gang-related, had nothing to do with the children in the school, but this simply moving to where the kids are, it's not always going to be a solution. Thank you so much, and I strongly advocate for this school.
Thank you. Julie Wright and then Arjun Woosh.
Good evening. My name is Julie Wright. I'm the Executive Director of the Chamberlain Family Foundation. And tonight I am breaking my own rule about speaking at a function like this. I usually stand in the back and I never speak. It's my job to listen to the families and to listen to the educators. But tonight I'm upset. I listen to things, and I talked to Linda Delgado outside. I listen to things that I know are not true. But I also wanted to apologize because I was upset earlier. I spoke out, and I shouldn't have. But I also want to apologize to many of the families who have already left. Guys, I find myself as a white woman tonight, not very popular with other white women in this community. And for that, I'm not happy or proud of. The last thing I want, or the Chamberlains want, is division in this community. We're a foundation that is set up to support K-12 education, the highest need children. It is not our intention to support a school in the hills. So I apologize if that has been any misconfusion. We have looked at many, many schools. I was a teacher myself. I worked at a district school. I taught second language children. We are a significant funder of the district. So it is with particular distress that I hear that we don't want to serve low-income children and that we are looking to serve high-needs kids. And I see my time is up. We're the key funder. We made a $500,000 commitment this year to the district for a new leaders program to teach leaders. We have multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in early childhood literacy for the district. That district, these children, these families, deserve a beautiful campus. All children do. So thank you for the time. I'm not a real estate expert. I cannot answer real estate questions, and I apologize for my emotion. But thank you for the time.
Thank you. And then Diego Arambula.
Hi, my name is Arjun Ghosh, and I actually work at Summit Public Schools with these wonderful people. I just wanted to read a letter that was sent to me this afternoon from a community member named Diego Garcia. He's the coach and leader of the Richmond Soul Soccer Program. So here it goes. Hello, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Diego Garcia. I've been a Richmond resident for 35 years. I wear many hats in this community. I'm a certified gang expert for the Contra Costa County, president of the largest soccer program in Richmond, and vice chair for the Parks and Recreation Commission in the city of Richmond. Sorry, a little out of breath. I apologize for not being present, but this board meets at the same time as our commission board. However, I'm writing this letter to show my support for Summit Charter School and to speak on behalf of my community. I strongly encourage this board to consider Summit Charter School to open their doors to our community. I've reviewed their successes and accomplishments, and I was very impressed by the high test scores and how they take students at all skill levels and turn out uniformly qualified students. The educational system and mentoring program that Summit provides is critical to preventing juvenile delinquency and building the self-esteem of our inner-city youth in our community. One of the main problems we face with our students is that we don't challenge them enough and skip them to the next level because we're afraid of failure. By the end of the day, our students are not graduating or graduating with a low academic level. Summit's main goal is to challenge the students and have them try their hardest and to prepare them for college. In addition, in 2010 and 2011, Summit was named in the top 100 public high schools in the U.S. and top public high schools in California, and top 10 public high schools in California. Summit has implemented many innovative practices to further this goal. I can go on from A to Z about their great accomplishments, but we only have a brief moment. Summit remains a model for other communities in California for its success, longevity, and unique niche in meeting the needs of students. For the past 18 years, I have earned many recognitions from 3-time Peacemaker of the Year to the State Senate and members of Congress for 7th District. For the countless volunteer hours I have committed to helping families in Richmond and my community, I've earned the right to speak for them. Please let me know if you have any questions or if I could provide any further information. Please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you. Diego Arambula and then Kelly Garcia.
So I'm taking this opportunity to speak to you as a parent and a son. My dad was the first in his family born in this country. My grandmother immigrated from Mexico, crossed the border 9 months pregnant. He is the first in his family to go to college. He made a difference and gave us opportunities we never would have had otherwise. I have 2 girls, and I'm ecstatic that I have that opportunity, and I'm in a place in my life to give them that opportunity. When we come to places like Richmond, to West County, we see so many families who don't have the same choices that I have currently, who don't have the favor that I had, because my dad did it, and he made it. And there are too few people who make it. And so my mission and Summit's mission for more than 10 years has been to take every single kid in a district, put them in the same class and teach them all to the best of our ability so that they know what our communities look like, they know what the world looks like, and every single one of those kids has a chance. Every single one of our kids deserves a chance. And right now that simply isn't happening at too many schools, and at Summit schools it is happening, and I could not be prouder to work for Summit, and I could not be happier that we are trying to get a school open in West County to change that for families here. Thanks.
Thank you. Kelly Garcia, and then Sarah, I'm sorry, S-A-T-I...
Yep, I was over, but are you with me? Yeah, I already said everything.
Kelly, okay. Sarah, help me with the last.
Satinover.
Satinover, thank you.
I'm Sarah Satinover. I work with Summit Public Schools. I'll be very brief since I know it's getting late. I just wanted to put the record straight on something that was said a while ago. Summit is a nonprofit. We are not a company. We're not a corporation. As Ms. Garcia mentioned before, we fundraise for startup dollars before our schools are at full capacity, but at that point, 5 years in, we are completely sustainable on the state dollar, and that even accounts for the fact that we have to pay for facilities, which traditional public schools don't have to. Someone also said we are not accountable to the public. We are public schools. We serve public school kids. We have public oversight. If we are approved by you, you will provide oversight with us, and you are publicly elected. So we are a public school and a nonprofit. Thank you.
Thank you. Bobby, Cup or Coke? Bobby?
It's Cup.
Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Bobby Cup. I'm a first-generation college student. I'm a product of public schools, and I teach at Summit Prep in Redwood City. I want to speak a little bit about what you actually find in our schools, what it's like for the students and their families when they're there. I don't feel like I'm a representative of any larger charter movement. I've never met Meg Whitman. I didn't vote for her. That matters. I was actually just a teacher in search of a good job, and I found a school that lets me teach to my values. What I learned in graduate school, that every student can learn if they get the right support and the right attention and the right relationships, and that college is something that is available for all students if they learn how to invest and they learn the skills they need. And that you can do so on a public allocation, that you don't need to be a private school to help kids succeed. That's why I'm at Summit, that's why I'm still here, and that's why I'm interested in Summit K2. Another deep value of the school that we have proven over and over again is that test scores follow good instruction. And to get that good instruction, I'm empowered to make decisions in my classroom, and I'm given 40 days of professional development a year. Our test scores are good without a single day of drill. We are showing that you can prepare kids at a high level, that you can achieve great results, and you can do it with basic, good classroom instruction. What we found is we haven't taken energy out of our local schools. We've actually sent our teachers and our kids and our methods to our local comprehensive schools, and they're improving along with us. That's what charter schools are for. That's what we've seen. And that's why I think we should bring this school here. The key to all of this is you need to teach a truly heterogeneous population that represents the community, and that's attractive to all students and families. If that wasn't happening at Summit Prep, if we were a school for the elites, I wouldn't be there anymore, because that's not my values, and that's not the values of our organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Did Angelica Ramos ever show? Okay. Is that all persons who wish to speak to the petition? That's all I have here. Okay. The public hearing is now closed. The County Board of Education will deliberate and make its decision on whether to approve or deny the Summit Public School K2 charter at its meeting on November 13th, 2013. Board members, are there any questions or comments you wish to make before we move on to the next agenda item?
Let's take a break.
We'll take a
5 minute,
pardon?
one plate stop. 5 minute, one stop.